Okay, you guys, I'm trying to get onto my Facebook also, but I want to talk about this. Actually, one of my clients asked me to talk about this, so let's see. Hi, everybody. Good morning. Let me see if I can make sure that both of you guys can see me. Okay, I'm actually cutting up my sweet potato for breakfast, so you guys are gonna have to deal with that sound. But I wanted to come on here and talk about PCOS and low carb and exercise, and just honestly, this is like free game because this is what I work with clients on, and this is information that I give my clients. And so you should take, if you have PCOS and you want the truth and the reality and scientific evidence, you can grab a notebook and we're going to talk about it. Um, so I want to go over the facts first, and then I want to talk about what I do with my clients and what has actually helped. I want you guys to know that at one point in my life, doctors thought I had PCOS because I was exhibiting these symptoms, but come to find out, it was me not exercising and eating right and sleeping and stress and doing things the way I should have done. So I'm not saying that anybody is misdiagnosed, but I'm letting you know that it is a possibility and that a lot of people get a PCOS diagnosis, or they get, like, doctors say, oh, you may have this, but it turns out they just are not doing a few things that they could be doing. So one of the things, the major pieces of PCOS with weight loss is that, yes, it does take a little bit longer for your body to lose weight with PCOS. Most of my clients with PCOS, it does take a little bit of time, and that's actually one of the hardest things for people to just surrender to. But my thing is, you're not getting healthy just to lose weight. You're getting healthy to get healthy. So who cares if it takes you 5 years? Who cares? Why? Who cares if it takes you 10 years? The goal is to be healthy. So what if you lose weight, but you're not healthy? So it is going to take longer for most people with PCOS to drop weight, but it's totally not impossible, and it's completely, doable. So the first thing you need to know is that people with PCOS tend to have um, issues processing carbohydrates. And we know this from scientific studies, like their insulin sensitivity is really high. So it's really, they struggle to process carbohydrates, which is why a lot of people recommend low carb diets. And the problem is, the research says that low carb diets are not any more or less effective than other diets for people with PCOS. They are a little bit more effective. Um, and so it does work. But here's the problem: most people can't actually stick to low carb diets. That's the issue. It's not that low carb diets don't work for people with PCOS. If they did, people would not be struggling with their weight. But here's the thing: it's hard for people to stick to low carb diets, and rightfully so. Like, who wants to cut out most carbohydrates? They don't. So what ends up happening is, people are like, oh, they're like afraid of carbs because the doctor says, oh, you have insulin sensitivity, da da da, and so they go on these low carb diets. Then on the weekends they binge because their body physiologically is like, wait a minute, we want carbohydrates. So there's this struggle internally where people are like afraid of carbohydrates because their doctor told them that, you're sensitive, so you should have a low carb diet. But people, it's not natural, and it takes an extreme amount of self control for people to follow a low carb diet. And so what ends up happening is, they do low carb for like a week and then they binge, and low carb for a week and then they binge. And it's like, you're actually ruining your metabolism even more by doing that, when you could have just stuck to a moderate carb diet consistently and just took the 3 weeks it's going to take to lose a pound, or the 4 weeks it's going to take to lose 2 pounds. You know what I mean? So all of this talk about low carb around PCOS is null and void if you can't actually stick to the diet. And the truth is, most people cannot. This is why they're on this cycle. And actually, it worsens their PCOS symptoms and it worsens their hormonal systems because they're binging and restricting. So they're going on this low carb diet, then they're binging on the weekends because they can't stick to the low carb diet. And they're like, well, I was good all week, so I'm going to eat carbs. So do you guys see how this, like, it doesn't work? It doesn't work because at the end of the day, moderation wins every time. So with my clients, and here's where you want to get your notebook. Yes, low carb diets have a very small, they're a little bit more effective than regular, like moderate diets for people with PCOS, right? So we know that. So here's what I do with my clients. My clients who have PCOS, they still get the allotted amount of carbs because people with PCOS are women. Women need carbohydrates for their thyroid to function. The worst thing you can do is pull carbs from a woman's diet when her hormones are already in disarray. That's the worst thing you can do. In fact, it'll exacerbate her symptoms. I'm speaking from experience, and this is what the research says. The minute women start getting adequate carbohydrates, targeted adequate carbohydrates at the right time of day, combined with strength training, their metabolism speeds up. So here's what I do with my clients with PCOS. I give them their allotted number of carbohydrates. Okay, so let's say their carbohydrates for the day are like 150 or 200. Y'all, we are not afraid of carbs in my camp. Okay, in my camp, we eat carbohydrates. So let's say your carbs are at 150, 220, whatever. So what they do, I have my clients do, is they will choose a time of day where they don't want to have carbs at one of their meals. I prefer breakfast or dinner just because you get a prolonged fast that way from carbohydrates, although you're still eating. So for example, if my client has a 200 carb limit for the day, then she will move 50 carbs for breakfast, 50 carbs for lunch, 50 carbs for her snack, 50 carbs for her other snack, or maybe her meals are a little bit bigger. Maybe she's eating 4 meals a day. Her last meal will not have carbohydrates, but she still has a lot of carbs throughout the day. So depending on how many grams of carbs they have, they distribute them throughout their meals and snacks, and then move the other ones to the end of the day or to the beginning of the day, so that one of their meals doesn't have carbohydrates. So what you get is you get the low carb effect without actually going low carb. This is super effective for people with PCOS. If you have PCOS, I want you to try this and then send me an email or a DM and let me know how it goes. So for breakfast, instead of having potatoes and turkey and eggs, she would just have her turkey and eggs and move those potato carbs to lunch, move some of those potato carbs to dinner, and then move some of those potato carbs to her mid-morning snack. Okay, so that has been super effective, and it kind of like, it's like a cheat. It gives you a way to deal with the sensitivity that comes with PCOS, with insulin, the issues with carbohydrate. Oh my gosh, what's the word that I'm looking for? Am I getting dementia right now? With carbohydrate processing, I guess. And it allows you to still as a woman, have your carbohydrates. The other thing that's really effective is strength training. A lot of women are afraid of strength training. And the truth is that when you strength train, you also enhance your metabolism, because when you strength train, your body is able to process carbohydrates better, because now it's using those carbohydrates to repair your muscles opposed to just sitting there. So having strength training as part of a PCOS weight loss plan is essential. And I mean real strength training where you're getting a barbell and you're getting some dumbbells and you're doing the work and you're letting your body work for you. It's super important for those with PCOS to strength train, because it improves your insulin sensitivity. It improves the way that your body uptakes carbohydrates, and it's good for your general mental health as well. We also know that strength training can help balance out your hormone panel, because a lot of people are not they're not detoxing their body from, sometimes people have excess estrogen, they have excess progesterone, or they have low progesterone. They're not able to get rid of that or dispel it. So when you exercise and when you sweat, you actually help your body to balance out its hormones. That's a key part of PCOS training plan. So my clients who have been successful with PCOS weight loss are the ones who do their targeted carbohydrate intake, like I've suggested, and they do their strength training. And here's a third thing that I want to talk about that's really a mindset piece. We can't get frustrated by the slow process. This is part of it. This is part of, as you lose weight, it becomes easier for your body to lose weight, right? When you have PCOS. So you have to just trudge through this process initially, be patient with yourself, because at the end of the day, the goal is actually for you to be healthy. So you're going to keep these habits regardless of whether you lose weight or not. That's the goal. We aren't going to just, oh, I didn't lose weight, so now I'm going to just go eat whatever I want. Like, stop doing that. Stop doing that. It's not good for you. And you're damaging yourself even more. The goal is to be healthy. The goal is to eat an abundance of fruits, vegetables, high quality proteins, beneficial carbohydrates, and to be healthy. The goal is not just to lose weight. And if your goal is just to lose weight, you're going to be demotivated every time you don't see that scale move, or every time your inches don't go down, or every time you don't feel like inexperienced, and you're going to self-sabotage. Stop doing that. Stop doing that. Remember that your focus is actually to lose weight. It's actually to get healthy, not just to lose weight. And that if you stay consistent, weight loss comes. The problem is that we want weight loss immediately. And the truth is when you have PCOS, it's slower. It is. It is. And that's okay. But you have to give your body time to adjust. Sure, we could put someone on PCOS could go on a low carb diet for a month and probably lose 10 pounds. The problem is that they won't actually stick to it. They inevitably end up gaining the weight back. And you guys know I'm not about that. Like, I'm not going to put my name on a plan where you gain weight back. I'm not going to do it. Right? So anyway, that is my little tip for Monday. PCOS, weight loss, weight gain, giving you the game. I want you guys to try those things, and you need to try them for at least a month, okay? Don't just give yourself a week and be like, oh, it didn't work. Try it for at least a month. Stay consistent, and then let me know how it goes. I'm always here to help you guys. You guys can find me on Instagram at Joanna Joy with an I_, or you can find me on, you can email me at coaching@fitandflourishing.com, all of that. All right, you guys, have a wonderful day, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.